Well, I'm grateful. And yes, these are blue blocker glasses so that my butt can actually get to sleep early. And, but yeah,
Oh, I
tonight,
should put mine on.
yeah, right. We're the biohackers. They
There
help.
you
They
go.
really help. But one thing I posted something in the group today or in the performance lab that when we've had a lot of feedback on the
This
Zen
meeting
Patch.
is being recorded.
The Zen Patch has been let's
Hold
see,
on. What's going on?
let's do a
We
little.
need to mute everybody. And Troy, are we going to start with the win list first?
Sure, we can go right to it. In fact, if you want to start with the win list, here, Dana, I need to unmute yourself now.
I'm not sure. I'm prepared to do the win list, but we didn't talk about that. Should I go for it?
Lay it on, go for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay.
We're going to do a walkthrough of the app.
What's important now? When I can't wear these blue blockers. I can't look. It's odd. Okay, you guys. I did put a post in the group today to give you a couple of these, but in case you missed it, our launch app is ready to download for the phone and the computer. So do that. But word of warning, it's been said several times. When you first log into that, use your associate ID number as your username. Okay, don't use your email and then the password that you set up, and then you'll be able to get in there. And then I have not spent any time really yet in that. My plan is to block off some time tomorrow. I've had some stuff going on, but what I've seen so far is amazing. So I'm excited about that. We learned today that our Flex kits, the new kits, are going to be available Monday, March 3rd, 2nd, March 2nd.
Third,
Uh,
second.
3rd. The first is Sunday, and then the second. So he said the 3rd. Tuesday, it'll be Tuesday.
I think you.
March 2nd is
March
what
2nd. Yeah. Okay. So we have Flex 10, Flex 20, and then we're keeping the Flex 40, and those are going to be our packs. Omega's going away. I'm actually really excited about these because all three of them qualify your newbies for fast start bonuses, whereas right now it's just the Omega and the Flex 40. So all three of the Flex are going to qualify people for fast start, and it gives 3 price points. So depending on what the budget is, and you get to pick your patches. So I'm super excited about that. Cabo points are now trackable. So if you go to your back office, there is a banner that says Cabo points. You can go in now and accumulatively watch your points. So how many of you have reverse engineered your way to Cabo yet? Hands. Not one hand? Lori and Troy? We should and Jaw. Okay. We should talk about reverse engineering, you guys. To get to Cabo, it's 30,000 points. Okay. Personal. So it's your newly enrolled people. And when they come in with the pack, you get the points and they get the points, which is awesome. It's your personal orders and your customer orders collectively between February, March, April, May, and all of June. Like that's a long time. All those points, once you hit 30,000, you now earn the Cabo trip. And the Cabo trip is all expenses paid once you get there, but you got to get there. So transportation is not included. So we're going to be watching for good deals. Now, Jay did say on our leadership call, he's very aware of what's going on in Cabo, and there is no way on God's green earth he's sending us to Mexico if it's still upset like it is right now. But there will be an incentive trip. So keep earning the trip. The location may change. It's going to be amazing. Since we're talking about Mexico, I don't think she's on here, but our very own Novalie Hutchins is in Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, in her resort. They're not allowed to leave the resort. And so we're just praying that she can somehow get to the airport and get home safely. And so when you think about her or the Mexico issue, send a prayer up for her. Month end, you guys, it's coming quickly. Now is the time where you should be starting thinking about where to move your holding tanks, where you want to place people. You don't have to do it yet, but I spent time today and I've got everything that people mapped out and all that stuff so that I can help coach them and or know where to put my people. But definitely start thinking about that, because if you've enrolled anybody in the month of February and you want to move them into your business, right, into your organization, you need to do that by 11:59 Eastern time on Saturday. Okay, so be thinking about that. Finish really strong. We know that our fearless leaders are going for a big goal this month, and so we don't want to take our foot off the gas. We want to give it all we got to help them get there, because when they win, we win, and once they've done it, then they can teach us how to do it, right? So there you go. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about at the win list is March starts Sunday. Okay. So we're going to finish February really strong, and then March starts Sunday. And so you need to be thinking about your goals. And how many of you are familiar with reverse engineering your goals? Just show of hands. Do you know how to do that? Okay, several of you don't. Awesome. I think that we need to maybe make that our next Monday night call. Is really what I love, love, love reverse engineering the goal. I have this tagline that I've used. If you've worked with me at the previous company, you know that I say, see the target, hit the target, meaning how do you know where you're going if you don't have a goal? You've got to have a target. And so once you figure it out, like I've had several conversations today, there are several people on here that want to go director and or managing director. Joni was one of them. We got to figure out going director, how much volume does that take? We're going to break that down into the 4 weeks that we have to accomplish it. That's going to give us weekly benchmarks on what we need to do to get to that point. Okay. But we'll do a little bit more detailed reverse engineered training next week. Does that sound good, guys? We haven't even talked about that. Okay, good. So make your plan and declare it. So I'm challenging you all, and I hope it's not crickets because that's annoying. I want you to figure out what goal you want to accomplish in the month of March. It can be a rank. It can be, I'd like my paycheck to hit $500. It can be, I want to grow my volume by 10%. I want to create, whatever it is. Claim it and name it. I'm going to put a post in the group to ask you about your goals on the 1st. And I really want you to participate so that we, the leaders, know how to support you and your team sees it. Your downline, oh, if they're going for this, then I'm going to step it up a notch. I talked to a gal today. She's not on here because she's flying in the middle of the night to Alaska, but she's already booked 6 patch presentations for the month of March. She's going to try to get 3 to 5 more, and so that she can hit her goal. So that's that. I just wanted to talk about month end and the beginning of a new month, and I'm going to pass it back to Troy and Lori.
Fantastic. Fantastic stuff. I love the reverse engineering is fantastic. And what's really amazing is we have the new tool in the Launch app that we can walk through tonight. We'd like to kind of do a quick walkthrough and share just the very first portion of that. That will be incredibly helpful for all of us because I don't know, I think a lot of us are very creative, not necessarily the most organized. At least that's me. And so when I can have the accountability and the tracking systems, that makes it really, really nice. Right?
Yeah, he's made it so easy for us to decide what we want to do. Like Dana said, see the target, hit the target. And I love the trackability in here. So let's pull that up, honey.
Okay. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to do volume so we can listen. And audio optimize desktop 1. And then here we go. All right. Can everybody see that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So the cool thing about this, and we'll just start at the very beginning, is Jay's made it really, really simple. One of the things that a lot of folks, myself included, like pulling our hair out is like, okay, how do we get everybody on the same page? Because especially as teams can grow, they can grow quickly and things can get a little bit scattered. And so this is something that we can all just direct people to right out of the gates. This is not the onboarding playbook. This is what we're looking for.
So we chose a brand new associate that just joined last night. She actually is our daughter. And we wanted to show you from somebody that was brand new how this will look for you.
Awesome. So you all can see this. You see Mr. Rob Sperry. Does everybody know who Rob Sperry is? Anybody not know who Rob Sperry is? Rob Sperry has earned millions upon millions in the network marketing industry, and he's an incredible speaker. He was actually at the convention, and he's now gone in more into the consulting role, kind of like an Eric Worre. And Jay saw Rob doing some coaching and communicating and just was really attracted to him. And Jay's that guy that if he wants to know you, he's going to find you. And he found Rob, and they sat down, and Rob has laid out a really beautiful foundation to get things started. So right out of the gates, the intro is, as Dana was talking about, define what success means to you specifically. And that's going to be different for everybody, right? For a lot of us, 500 extra bucks a month was a big game changer. And once you hit 500, then you can start seeing that 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000. But what we want to do is really write down that success, right? 500 a month, free product, be full-time income. And as it says, don't compare yourself to others. That can be a real downer. Like what leads to disappointment is comparison. Comparison will really eat your lunch. And so just really navigate where you're at personally and be super grateful, and then identify what that benchmark is. And then as Dana has shared, and we'll do the training on reverse engineering that to get to that place. And it really becomes super simple. And everyone runs their own race. Defining success prevents comparison paralysis and gives you a clear target to work toward. If people who are brand new to this industry, who have never been in networking or owned a home business, compared themselves to Dana and Mike Lombardi, they're probably going to experience some disappointment, right? Because that's just not even fair. The cool thing is when you've got a Dana or a Mike Lombardi who have got the playbook. Tony Robbins always said, success leaves clues. Find who has what you want and do what they do and just copy and model. And so that's what this is really about. And what that'll do, it'll take their 15 to 20 years of work and failure to figure out what works, and it's going to compress it into months. So that's the magic of following the leader, so to speak. So when everybody downloads the Launch app, notice this: when you go to the App Store or the Play Store, you will type in Super Patch, and it doesn't have an SP. It's got a rocket, and you're going to download that, and then you're going to go find your ID number, not your email, and you'll put your ID number in and your regular password, and then you're in. And one of the first things we want to do is go through this first process, check the marks, watch this cute little video.
Let's get started with your super profile. Your super profile will often be used for posting ideas. People are interested in your story. This is the emotion behind your passion to share Super Patch. Why Super Patch? Why did you say yes, and what drives you to do this? What super patches do you wear every day, and why? How has or will the Super Patch business help you?
Not a real long video, but really important. One thing that we've learned just through a lot of coaching and training is that again, as Dana shared, you have to know the bullseye. You have to know the target. You have to know where you're going. And something happens when we write things down. And so we write why is this business important to us? How is this positively impacting my life? How is my participation with this impacting the life of my family? How is this technology going to positively impact my friends, my family, and the community? And what that does is that gives us clarity at talking points and builds our belief. So that is really important. The seems super simple, but there's a reason that they have these checklists so that when you complete it, you can move on to the next one. And then the next one will unlock and you can begin the next training course or the next training.
Yeah, this next one on how to post on social media, I love it. And Dana Lombardi does an amazing job teaching like posting. So also Dana, right, making your notes, let's do that training on your posting in groups, because it's an added value to even what Rob Sperry says. So I think that would be really beneficial for all of us to see. So the context of this, you guys, is just follow the system first 48 hours. Those of us that have been in longer, we can kind of skip ahead and go through those. There's also so much in here that it's going to take us time to figure out. Like we can message our entire downline. We can create groups within here. So that will be a whole nother training when we get to that point.
Yeah. And when it comes to social media, some of you are incredibly great at it. Dana's super great at it. I know Marla's super great at it. And a lot of you that I can't go through all the names are incredibly good at social media, and good on you, because this is free marketing. And the more, like, how many hands can you shake on a daily basis physically? A few, but you can literally communicate with hundreds and hundreds of people on social media. And I promise you that most people are watching and not liking or commenting. It doesn't mean they don't like your content, but they are following you and they are hearing your messages, and you're warming up your demographic, right? And this training goes through specifically once you post and someone comments, and it shows you exactly what to post and what to comment, or what to post. And when they comment, this platform has already written content that you can copy and paste into Messenger, right? So you just personalize it a little bit to yourself, but it's literally showing you paint by numbers exactly how to leverage social media. And there are people out there who are, they charge a lot of money to teach you what Jay is giving us for free. And so we'll kind of leave it with that as far as this aspect. But the other aspect of this launch app that is fantastic is you can, as Lori said, you can create groups. So you can pull in as many like different people and create private groups where you can have your own little masterminds within this app. You can share your inspirations. You can start your own challenges with that group of people. And that's really cool. You literally kind of like a messenger chat within this app. But you also have the ability to push a button and send a message to your entire team, which is priceless. And again, it's free. So it's not go high level, where you have to pay $100 a month for it. This is all free within your launch app. Cool?
Amazing.
Amazing?
Who's excited about this? Let me see.
Yeah, we'll switch it over. Can we hear some whoop whoops?
We can't see you guys right now. Give us 1 minute.
It's right here. Boom. Show the meeting. There they are.
Yeah, we're very, very excited about what he has created for us. And, we've had apps before with companies, but nothing like this. This is more of us to be able to connect with our team and be able to share with prospects and track prospects.
Yeah. Isn't that cool? I think Dana, you can speak to this because you've had really large teams very recently, that one of the biggest challenges is communication breakdown. Like especially if you're a recruiter, if you're just having fun and you're bringing a lot of folks in, you can bring a lot of folks in and you can kind of get caught up in that bringing folks in phase. And then what happened to the people you brought in 2 months ago? Like, who did I bring in? That's no bueno, man, because those folks really, what makes this work is you're in. Fantastic. Where can we go do a pop-up? Where can we do a patch party? Who can we go talk to right now? And that makes it super fun. When you find somebody who's like, yeah, jump in my truck. Let's go. And let's go see Joe and we'll go see Mary. That makes it a blast. And as soon as you start getting some depth, it always reminds me, it's not who you know, it's who you know knows. Like, I didn't know the majority of you on this Zoom prior to Super Patch. And it's because of who I know knows and who they know knows. And so the faster you can drive depth in your business, it's just like a big taprooted tree. so that when any type of whatever kind of storms come along, your business is just rock solid. So you want to go wide with sponsorship, wide in so much as recruit as many people as you can, but with those individuals, give them the love, the time, and the focus to help them build their business.
And that's where the app steps in, because it's going to do a lot of that for you. And we're excited because when you start growing a team, that connection with so many people, there a lot of people get lost, and we're going to be able to stay more connected. I love it. We're getting some questions. Dana, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
App have
Right.
both the phone as well as the computer. Yes. So on that, I'll answer that question, Christina. So Jay recommends that you use the app on your laptop because it's just a much more robust platform, and you have access to everything that is kind of like Grand Central, or rather like Houston, right? You're Houston. You have everything at your fingertips. You do have access to everything on your phone as well. But when you're in your back office, tools.superpatch.com, you'll see at the very top, there's a launch banner. You can now click that and it'll take you directly into your launch app on your desktop. And so I would recommend everybody on a daily basis start there, right? Like currently, Lori and I have a Google Docs lead tracker sheet, and we have everybody's name on it, and we have like where they're from, Facebook, warm market, where we're at in the process, gave them some samples, we've done a follow-up, and then when they finally sign up, we code that green. We don't need that anymore. It's all in the app, which is phenomenal. And that is the business. So whether it's part-time, sometime, or full-time, business, that is the business. When you've got to follow, you've got to know who you've been talking to, who you're going to talk to, and where you're at in the process.
Absolutely. Follow up. They say that it takes 7 to 8 touches when you're following up with people for them to finally make a decision. So to keep good track of that, like I can't even remember half the people that I talked to back in November. Uh, I've been tracking it, right? But if I didn't, I would be like, I don't even know who I'm supposed to be talking to right now. So I think this is going to be amazing. I have, like I said, I have not had time to dive into this, but I will be making that a priority over the next couple days because I'm excited about this. So, yeah, I
Well,
mean,
on that point, Dana, I know Lori, you two did an event on Valentine's Day weekend.
yeah,
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's
day,
Day.
yes,
I was never committed. And a
yep,
woman showed up at that event and she goes, "Oh, thank goodness you're here. I saw you at Shields. I don't know if y'all know what Shields is at that sports store with the merry-go-round or the Ferris wheel. And we did that in like September. And we just didn't follow up effectively. Like, "Bah." And she's like, "I've been looking for you. I didn't know where to go." And so
She didn't even recognize me, but she was just saying I recognized Super Patch and I couldn't even remember what it was. And we didn't follow up. So, you know, the more people see this, the more they start getting the awareness and the more they're going to say yes. So,
yeah. I learned that lesson the hard way many, many years ago, where I wasn't follow up doesn't come naturally to me. It's had to become a discipline, and sometimes I'll even procrastinate now. It's not my favorite thing, but it becomes your favorite thing when you know after you talk to people a few times that they're finally interested. I planted seeds years ago to join my business years ago. Well, it happens to be a different vehicle now, but I have people coming out of the woodwork that have watched me for so long, and now the timing is right for them. So I personally do my follow up where I'll reach out 5 or 6 times. If I don't hear back from them, I'm going to send them a message like, "Hey, do you want me to take you off the my follow up list and maybe move you to the once a year follow up list?" And then oftentimes they'll say, "Yeah, I'm just not interested. The timing's not right." Or they'll say, "No, no, no, I've been really busy." But don't feel like you're hounding people when you follow up because I like people to remind me I am busy. And
mhm.
sometimes I just forget and I'll read a message and go, "Oh, I'll get back to them later." Well, then 5 days goes by and I'm like, "Oh, shoot, I never did." But I learned that the hard way years ago. It was in my first company and I didn't follow up and I showed up to a convention and there was this gal that lived in my town and I'm like, "Whoa, what are you doing here?" And she's like, "Oh, yeah, I've been doing this now for months." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh." And and she was promoting and she was serious and all that stuff. And I'm like, I totally dropped the ball because I'm the one who told her about it. And
Oh,
so that's the other thing too, is you want to, just understand people are priming the pump. They're talking about Super Patch. And if you're not following up with them, they're going to sign up with somebody who does follow up with them. So,
Dana, I got a story on that one as well. There's a kind of a super influencer here in the Boise area that I've had on my list for months. And we finally invited him over and he goes, dude, I wish you would have called me 4 months ago. I just got my insurance license. I'm just starting. It's like, oh, and I've been looking. But on social media, it looks like he's got it all together. Like, right, oh, this guy doesn't even need the money. He says, dude, I am 300K under. I had a bad partner. I've been looking. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that
The other
hurts.
thing, if I could add here, is I had to get really comfortable with the power of no, because no to me, as we grow up, that's such a bad word. And like Dana was saying, when you're following up, if I am just looking for the no, I just either way, I just want to know. I'm completely fine with a no at this point, because I know that that no is going to get me closer to my yeses, because I know in a list of 10 or 20, there's yeses in there, and we're just trying to get to those yeses. So get comfortable with the word no, because that is how we find our yeses.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to just say one more thing on that. There's a great book, Go for No. Grab that book. That'll help give you some courage and confidence in hearing the word no. But what it does, you guys, is when you will be changing ratios by the more no's that you go for. And what I mean by that is every time you tell the story, you get better and better and better at telling the story. You know the science like the back of your hand. You're comfortable with it. I'm still uncomfortable with not knowing all the things. Doesn't stop me. I hadn't, I'm not going to not talk to somebody because I might not know the answer to the question they have. You know why? Because it gives me one more reason to follow up. I validate the question and say, that's a great question. I will get back to you. We're going to learn together. So when I hear no, same thing. I hear it as not now. And I just got that much better in my ratio. I'm almost there for another yes. So I love this. Can I switch gears for a minute? And I know we didn't talk about this, but I just feel led to talk about it tonight. So I had posted last week in the group that Troy and Lori were going. I'm just using you. It's a great example. Okay, are you okay with this?
I
Yeah,
guess.
probably not, but call me
Yes,
later.
yes.
Yeah. Um, I had talked to Lori and I had no idea that they had such a big goal this month. I had no idea. And I kind of got after her a little bit. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to help you if I don't know that you're going for that? Like, you've got to share. And so this is for all of you that I've already had this conversation with Lori and she knows how I stand on it. I, I, I want to have this conversation with all of you. If you have a goal, you have to share it. Now, one of the things that Lori had said, and I love this about her so much, was, well, I don't ever want it to be all about me. I don't want people to know my goals because I don't want it to be all about me. And I'm like, hold on, hold on. We are a team, right? And what rising tides raise all ships, right? And how many of you, show of hands, if you know that your upline or your downline is going for a goal, is that motivating to you to get in there and to help and to go, okay, I'm just going to step it up 10% more because when they win, I win. And so when I said it in the win list at the beginning of this call, I really mean it. When you have a goal, and there will be a post going in March 1st, it's scheduled to go. So I don't even have to remember to put it out there, right? Asking you for your goals. Please put it there. Take it seriously. No judgment. I've had people respond to those kinds of posts in all the years that I've been doing network marketing where they'll say, I just want to grow. I want to enroll 3 people this month. Well, okay, so I may say my goal is 22 people this month. Hers is 3, but last month she didn't enroll any. So 3 is a huge goal for you, right? So again, like Troy said, you can't compare yourself to who's been in the industry for 15 years or 27 years or 3 months. You can't. You've got to figure out what your goal is. So don't be intimidated and don't question like, oh, this goal isn't big enough. I'm embarrassed to even put that. Absolutely not. You know why? You're going to have all of us cheerleading you, supporting you. If you're in my downline, I'm going to be very open to three-way calls. And if I know your goals and I'm on a line, I'm going to say, oh, I'm so sorry I have to get this call. And I'm going to make myself available to help you get there, right? And if you're my upline, Lori, I've checked in with her now. Okay, where are we? Where are you? I can't see her back office, right? I'm in her downline. And so she shared that with me and we break it down. I'm like, okay, that's not terrible. Like that is absolutely doable. And then
Audacious.
I'm telling you, and then it can be, okay, let's get realistic. And I would say that the learning lesson, because it wasn't a failure or a mistake, it was the learning lesson is Lori and Troy needed to tell all of us their goals on the first of the month, right? So that we had more time. So please, please, please heed my advice. If you want to make one rank or 5% more, or you want to sign a certain amount of people or whatever it is, please make it known to your upline, your downline. The leader goes first. So when you
Yeah.
go in and put your goal there, you're showing your team that you are a leader, you're putting it out there, and then you have no plan B. Because when I set a goal, I don't always hit it, but I don't have a plan B. So I'm going to act like I'm always going to hit it, right? So I just
Oh,
felt like
I
I
love
needed
that.
to say that. And
I love you, Dana. We're grateful for
yeah,
you and everybody on this Zoom. And to that note, I wouldn't say we're money motivated, because we have enough. We had enough before Super Patch showed up, which is a beautiful thing. What I'm really motivated by is associations. And about 20 years ago, I made a declaration that I want to be around the sweetest, most influential, not like necessarily wealthy, but influential humans on the planet while I'm alive. And Jay, to me, is one of those individuals.
thank
And
you.
so by ranking up, we get to go into that leadership space and go spend more time around Jay. And I share that because I've never been involved in a company that I truly believe, like in my bone marrow, that it is the greatest contribution to humanity. Because Lori and I have been in the healing space for 2 decades, and we've done breath work retreats and like psychedelic retreats, and we've taught and facilitated and been around a lot of people to help people regulate their nervous systems, because we know that 99% of society is in a dysregulated nervous system. Therefore, they're more reactive with their spouse, more fights are happening, more children are watching those fights. It's the biggest pandemic that we all experience. And so that's why we started Ascend Brain Center with neurofeedback. We could see 3 or 4 people a day, maybe 15 people a week. When Super Patch came along, we could see 15 people a day. And then those 15 people are sharing it with 15. So this is a positively affective technology that is like sweeping the planet, and we get to be a part of, and we're paid well for it.
Yeah.
And I put a post in the group today about Dispenza, and I truly respect and admire Dispenza and the work he does. But when I really started asking questions about Jay and really think about this, if you love Joe Dispenza's work and how he has people who walk in with cancer and through a week-long process walk out cancer-free, that's the type of technology I believe we are bringing to the marketplace. And Jay Dollywall spent 17 years nonstop learning about the quantum field and the human brain and human neurology and physiology to create the Super Patch. I would believe that he's probably the most intelligent human being about this technology alive. And we get to hang out with this cat. So that's why I want to go to RVP, man. I want to hang out with Jay.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, it's okay to be money motivated. You can do a lot of good things with money. Money does not buy happiness. And for the love of money is the sin. Money is not the sin, right?
Oh, I've been
So you can
broke and
do,
I've been rich, and I like rich a lot better.
yes, yes, absolutely. So Okay, so here's a couple comments. Katie said I was able to download it on my iPhone, but I didn't see it on the apps for the Mac. So go into your back office on your Mac. Katie, are you still here? There you are. Go log into your back office on your computer, and there's a banner there where you can click right into it and it will take you to download that app. Okay. I love what Marla said here. No turned around. No turned around is on. Just move on from a no. I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Trish, I get intimidated because I've done other things and I feel weird like this is my new thing. Okay, let me give you the perfect thing to say. Trish, are you still on the call? Or are you waved? There she is. Okay. Um, Here's what you can say. I have always loved this industry. It is the only industry I know that I am in charge of my time, my effort, my raises, my work, the way that I work. I have yet to find the perfect company for me. And I've had to kiss a lot of frogs until I found the prince. And I found the prince. It's called Super Patch. And so if you have followed me for a while, you know I have dated a lot of frogs. I have found the prince. And
Good.
basically, you're coming clean. Hey, I've been to a few companies. Like, honestly, Super Patch is my fourth company. And I thought, oh my gosh, that's a lot. I'm gonna lose credibility. No, it's not, that's not the case. So just address it. Don't guess that's what people are thinking because they're probably not. But if you address the elephant in the room, boom, it's already done. And people will go, oh, I love her honesty. And I think that's great. She found the prince. I got to learn about it. Does that feel good? Okay, good. Yay. All right. Any other questions? Comments?
Mia's hands up. I don't know if she was.
Mia. It's hard. Turn your camera on. Can we see you? There. That's easier.
Yes. Hey, I had my hand up as saying yes earlier when you said to raise a hand, and I was like, "Ah."
Awesome.
Good to
So
see you,
I do
Mia.
have a question though, that like if you're still using your products from these different companies of network marketing companies, so you don't really feel like they were frogs, however, they just aren't the prince. Like
The
they're
business may have been the frog, right? I mean, no, they're not
yes,
bad companies. I buy from a lot of network
yes.
marketing companies.
The business
Yes,
was the frog. Got it.
the business was the frog, and I have found the prince.
Spot
Yeah.
on. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All
Dana,
right.
question.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, so I signed my first person up on Saturday,
Yay.
and they're in the holding tank, but what do I do with that?
Well, if it's your first person, you don't do anything because there's nowhere to place them. So what happens is when you leave people in your holding tank, they just stay right at your front level. So you just leave her there. Next month, she will not be in the holding tank because you can't move anybody after the month closes. And now you've got your first frontline person.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Great question, Laura.
Christine's asking about the option to track those samples. Thank you for bringing that up. One of the big things that we were shown today with Jay is that the sample program, and it is going to be huge. The ability in the tracker to know exactly like who you're going to send samples to. It'll give them a Q&A. What are some of your challenges? What would you like to investigate in the patch profiles? Right. And so then you can send them the patches. They go right into the tracker, and then the tracker will remind us of follow up with them so that we can follow them up into being a customer or potentially into being an associate.
It will also remind us of what patches they're on,
Yes.
what they were experiencing, and so and what our response to them will be based on the samples we sent them for what they were going through.
Yeah.
So good.
And the cool thing about this, you guys, and this is not like, hey, just buy more stuff, like get garage qualified. Not about that stuff at all. What we found is when it's appropriate, like we learned in business years ago that we invest 10% of revenue back into marketing our business. And so since we have free marketing on social media, now that we know how to do that through the Launch app, Now we just reinvest by buying, like Lori and I think have purchased at least 10 Flex 40s in the past 7 months, simply because we do send out samples, but we also like give people their patches right out of the gates and then they replace when they come back. And so think about that as your team grows and people are operating that sample program, which is effective or they wouldn't do it. And now you've got individuals in your organization buying Flex 10s on a monthly basis simply to facilitate the sample program. It's going to
Well,
be
what did Jay say today? What do you remember what the number was? He said that when he listed a whole bunch of companies like Coca-Cola, and he listed a ton of companies
all samples.
that sample,
Wrigley
and
chewing
didn't he
gum.
gave a percentage that I can't remember what that percentage is, and I did not write it down. So anyway, it's a very effective way to do business is send samples out for people. So okay, Marla's got her hand up. Unmute, unmute.
Hi, I was just gonna say if you guys have not plugged into Stanisha Moore or Nina Moore and Stanisha Graham, they are the RVPs, tip top of the company. And if you're not following them on Instagram or on Facebook or on TikTok and watching their videos, they do not make it hard. So if you're thinking like, oh, I've got to like undo the patch on video or whatever, you don't. And so I've really started channeling kind of the stuff that they're doing. And I'm like talking about that on my social media, in my stories, on my video. I'm not making it hard. I am being real life. I've got about 6 patches from last week that I need to turn into video this week to post. And every day my goal is to post a post of patches because I know that the word is getting out there. And Dana and I've talked briefly about this, but they have a whole Patch 1 Million campaign. I've reached out to a couple of their teammates and I'm just kind of jumping on board myself with just a patch 1,000 people here in the Tucson, Phoenix, wherever I go area by the end of the year. So that is my personal mission. And I announced that at a networking meeting this morning and I had 3 people walk over to me and want to know more information.
That's
So
so good. That's so good. Yeah. And success leaves clues. We learned today on our call that Nina already earned Cabo.
I
So
saw
did
that. She made a
Tanisha.
post about it. And so
Yes.
did Stanisha.
So did Tanisha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. They go like, we just wanted to get it out of the way so we didn't have to worry about it for the next 4
Just get it
months.
out of the way.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
that's
know. I
great.
have plugged into a couple of their team members and have asked some open-ended questions and gotten some great feedback and some pointers. So
That's great.
yeah,
Keep sharing those, Marla.
I will.
Okay. Okay, why does that team prefer to refer to them as ambassadors instead of associates? No idea.
I think it's just a tweak in language.
Yeah. Yeah. Ambassador is kind of the lingo for partnerships like TikTok shops and stuff. So maybe they choose to do
Like a
that.
brand ambassador.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Anything else, the Olds family? Are we good?
No, just as usual, we're so grateful for you guys. We are honored to be on this mission with you and we're having fun over here. So I hope you guys are having fun too.
Yeah, thank you for those of you who are like taking us up on 3-way phone calls. You know, that is how the business is done. You know, you do a demo, you show a video, you introduce over and over and over again. And the people who are doing that, you know, their businesses grow. So just bring those. We invite that. And then
Love it.
tomorrow night, we've got Testimonial Tuesday, got some amazing testimonials going on, and we'll rock right into the biz ops. So appreciate you guys.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
I have one last question.
Yeah.
That STARS, someone typed in that the sample program's called STARS. Do we initiate that through the back office or launch?
It hasn't launched yet. And
Okay. I'm glad I didn't miss it.
I can't remember what STAR stands for. I know R is recruit. I don't
Ours,
know.
someone said sample, track, align, and recruit.
Yes.
There you go. Nice.
Good.
But it hasn't launched yet. Is that what
It
you were
has
saying?
not.
No.
Okay, perfect. I'll do
Soon.
the pencil and paper until then.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks, you guys. Have a
All
great rest
right.
of your night.
Good night.
See you tomorrow.